Welcome to another episode of Grub Masters. I'm John Deary. This is Karl Kugler. Karl, today we're going to do trash can turkey. Can you tell us a little bit about trash can turkey?
Sure. Trash can turkey. Obviously, we're going to start with a metal trash can. This size here, just a galvanized trash can. This is a 31-gallon trash can. This is obviously brand new. And this size right here, we have a 20-gallon trash can. And this is what we're going to be using today. We'll be using a 20-gallon trash can. One of the things you'll notice is there's quite a difference between this other 31-gallon trash can and this brand new trash can.
This is one super shiny, Karl.
Super shiny.
Shiny.
We paid extra for that.
Right.
Not. But what we actually did is, because when these come from the manufacturer, although they're nice and shiny, they also have some oils that were used in the manufacturing process, and then these are also coated with zinc and other products to keep them so they don't rust. So
right.
What we want to do is what we did with these cans when they were brand new, they looked just like this. We ran these through a nice roaring campfire.
Right.
Rolled them around, put them on end, and just burned off all that oils and coatings that were on that.
Great.
The other thing you'll notice is, although we have the 20, in this case 20-gallon trash can, we also have an 18-gallon wash tub. Now what you could do, John, why don't you show everybody that roll of foil?
Right, so big old roll of foil.
We could take and make a bed of foil on the ground, nice soft surface, maybe a sandy surface or loose soil surface.
So if you're going for a little less impact, this is the way to go. However, we've been doing this for a while, so.
These bins, we use these a lot with Dutch oven cooking as well, so we already had them. And the nice thing about this bin is its diameter is just enough smaller than the trash can. So this will fit in nice, and it's going to give us some room. We're going to put some charcoal around that. This also, we have it elevated up on 3 bricks,
right,
kind of like a stool, so it doesn't wobble.
Protect the surface underneath,
surface underneath, and it really works out well. Now, we're going to be doing, what size bird today, John?
15-pound turkey today.
So a 15-pound turkey is going to fit fine in this 20-pound can, or 20-gallon can. What we could do if we were doing a larger turkey is use this, the 31-gallon can, and a little different than the wash tub. We've got a pan here. Now this may look familiar to some of you, especially if you're a plumber, because this is the pan that would fit underneath a water heater, so if you had a leak. These are all available in a big box type home improvement store. This is a little pliable, but sitting on the ground, just flatten it out, and seal up nice. So that's if we were using the 31-gallon can. But today we'll be using the 20-gallon can. Now what we'll do here is
we're going to load this up with some stuff, right?
Correct.
So first thing,
12-inch deep Dutch oven. We're just going to center that right in the Dutch oven.
Right.
Now there's a couple different products you can use to hold your turkey. Kind of the beer can turkey, beer can chicken type of props. Now this is a nice stainless steel with a nice rack that would fit in. This one doesn't sit all that well in our Dutch oven. So if we were to use this, we would probably use some of this steel wire and some electrician's pliers and just tie it off nice and secure it well. This is a roasting pan for a beer can chicken. And what's nice about this one is it also has perforations or holes through it so the drippings would drip through, or you can use this on a grill. And you'd put vegetables around it with your chicken sitting up above. This seats nicely on this 12-inch Dutch oven. It also gives us the availability to put the bail of the Dutch oven right around it. So we're going to prop our turkey right over that. And if we want to, at the end, it would enable us to be able to make gravy, because we're not going to waste all those drippings.
Right.
And we're also not going to make a big mess.
And what's better on your turkey than gravy? Maybe melted butter.
Or some bacon within your gravy. I've seen it done, or I've read about where people do it with the Dutch oven upside down, and they prop the turkey on top of the bottom of the Dutch oven.
But then all your juice is going to flow all over and make a big mess. This is easy cleanup.
Correct, and you lose the juices, so this will be nice and easy.
Now, Karl, I saw that you modified this garbage can just a tiny little bit.
Yes, we did. Now you could go and follow a certain amount of time that you would do the turkey and risk that it was done. You'll see that when we get this going and have it all assembled, the charcoal is going to be around it. Even if we were to do it on a flat surface and charcoal's on the top, it's quite an effort to pull this apart.
So you're not going to be checking in on this turkey at all, really.
No, and if I could find the hole that I drilled in it. There it is.
So right here.
So right here we've got it's about a 1/4-inch hole that we drilled. And this is not quite a third of the way down from the top of the can.
Right, and that's going to accept the probe to go through the can, and we can monitor the temperature with our probe while this is in there, and then just know that we're going to get, you know, the perfect temp.
The perfect temp. And obviously adjust the size of the hole to the probe that you have. Before you get going, check it. You don't want to be set up to put the turkey inside.
Find out you get a bump probe.
Yep. And find out that it won't fit through the hole and have to adjust it. So.
All right, so we're going to go grab our turkey and prep that up. All right, so we're ready to take and prep up our turkey. We're going to get it on the stand. We're going to season it and get it going. So,
awesome.
All right, Carl. So I guess you're going to grab that stand. I'm going to lift this up.
So earlier we were showing you we've got this nice roasting pan set up so our drippings can go through. It's set up for like a beer can chicken and for vegetables. As luck would have it, it almost fits. It does fit right in there.
Right. So now we're going to take it and put it over the cavity, and this might take 2 people. So I'm going to hold it up, Carl. You want to just kind of guide that on there?
Yeah. And it'll eventually go. Our legs are doing a great job of keeping us propped up a little bit.
Right.
If we were really worried about it, John could take some of that butcher string and kind of wrap around the wings. But there's a lot of moisture that's going to stay in here. So what are you doing now, John?
I'm just going to pat this off because we don't want all that water on there. And we're going to actually put a little bit of olive oil on here. But this was just sitting in this pan of water. So I want to just do my best to kind of give it a little pat.
Pat. Nothing better than that. Dry it off nicely. And you obviously took all the innards out of this, and we made sure it was fully defrosted.
Yeah, you don't want
from experience. Don't put it in thinking it'll
You don't want
defrost.
a pink breast, right? Okay, so I'm going to deglove here, and next step, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do a little drizzle.
Drizzle.
Now, why are we doing this?
This will help the seasonings to really stick to the bird, and we want them to stick on there. It's not like we're laying this down in a pan. Want to get the wings a little? Kind of have a little flavor on that.
And Carl's going to do a little massage.
Get this other wing here. And why don't we get those legs a little bit?
Let's see. Give him a little drizzle there.
My sister Heidi loves the turkey legs. I think her ideal type of turkey would be a turkey that came with like 8 legs.
8 legs. Isn't that like the Madden turkey? All right. So now I guess we're going to do a little sprinkle. Now this, we're just going easy today.
We're just going easy.
Okay.
And this is just a poultry seasoning. You could use my girlfriend Rosemary, apply her to it with maybe a little seasoning salt. Nice breeze today. We'll season the whole cooking area. Maybe some of the poultry turkey seasoning that comes in that little box. We'll get that front a little bit there, John. I'll try to catch it. Apply it.
Now we should probably note it's like 38 degrees out here today. So, you know, this is going to take just a little bit to cook as opposed to if you're doing this on a nice summer day. A little more on the back here.
And obviously you'd want to be prepped with having a cooler around or whatever you needed for refrigeration.
All right, do you think maybe we should tie those wings in?
I'm thinking we should tie those rings in.
All right. Let's get those tied off.
There will be a lot of moisture in this can because it's all trapped in there. It's sealed nice and tight when that trash can is upside down in that wash basin. But still, it's a good thing.
So we're thinking we're not going to have to cover these with any foil or anything like that to prevent from burning. It's going to come out golden brown and delicious, but we're going to just want to make sure that they stay in tight.
So you're just using a regular knot, like a square knot or a granny knot?
Just a quick knot, just to hold them in. Nothing fancy there.
Nothing fancy there.
All right.
Great.
Okay, so we're going to move this over and put it in our Dutch oven and get it all set and ready to go, and then we're going to come back and fire it up with the coals.
Awesome. Now on to our next step of making our trash can turkey. So what do we have here, John, again?
We've got our trash can.
With a nice little hole here, which will accept our probes.
So we should start calling this the modified trash can.
The modified trash can.
Modified trash can.
Modified seasoned trash can, because we burned it out good to get rid of all those processing metals or oils and everything.
All right, so you're going to thread those guys through?
And we talked about this earlier, but we've got a 1/4 inch hole here, and with the ends of these probes, I'll do one through And once the wire is into the hole, I'll go ahead with the second probe. That'll give me the space I need. If I tried putting both probes through at the same time, it would not have fit. And this is probably the trickiest part today, isn't it, John?
And that's largely because we're lazy and we only wanted to drill one hole.
And check your wires, make sure they don't have any little kinks in it. You want it to be able to flow easy, because you'll see now once we get going with this, it gets a little tricky.
All right, so I got the probes. I'm gonna pull these out. And they're not gonna go all the way through because of the end of the probe, so you don't have to worry about that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna...
John, maybe you've got a nice angle there of our turkey. You can see how we have it propped into our 12-inch deep Dutch oven. We've got the bail around the edge of that roasting pan.
Right.
And that'll keep it in place, and we'll catch all those nice drippings.
Okay, so this one I'm gonna put into the breast.
So that's going right in that front there, right into the breast. So what are you gonna do with the second one, John?
And the second one's gonna go right into the thigh. And I'm gonna kind of get that from the back because of the way that this is propped up. And I'm gonna get it into the meatiest part of the thigh. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a little wiggle so we know which one's which. Or give a little pull. Okay, so that's the thigh. Let's leave this one long. And we'll leave that one short for the time being. And then we'll know which probe to put them in.
Now we're gonna take and we're gonna just carefully place this right over our whole contraption. And we're gonna try to get it centered, you know, within reason, right in that wash tin there, and ready to go.
All right, so we've prepped up coals. They're in our chimneys, and they're rocket hot.
Yeah, we have two. What we did is we used a full bag of Kingsford charcoal. This comes anywhere, it's 18.5 to 20 pounds, the large bag. And we filled both of our chimneys. These are all nice and hot and ready to go.
All right, so what's the process, Carl? What are we going to do? We're going to just dump and go, or is there a little thought that goes into this?
A little thought that goes into it. We're going to put some of the pre-prepared coals that are already burning on the top, and then we're going to put some around the base, and then we're going to use the rest of this bag of charcoal and apply as many as we can to the top, and then the balance around the bottom.
All while not melting our probes.
Exactly.
All right, let's see if this works.
That's the plan. Now, what I could do is I could use these nice gloves here. These are some welding gloves. And you want to be prepared with these. And then we also have a nice pair of tongs ready to go if we have to. We have any loose coals that get away.
Okay, I'll stand by with the tongs.
I'm going to start first with nice coating. John, if you could even these out a little bit on the top here, I may need. I'm going to take the other chimney, and I'm just going to equally spread out our coals. Boy, does this feel nice on a chilly day like today. John's helping me keep those probe wires out of the way. And what these coals will do is they'll act as the starter for the other coals that we're going to apply out of the bag.
Right, now we're not smoking where we're going to burn down. We're burning up. So we've got the hot stuff on the bottom, and now we're going to put the fresh stuff on top. And that's going to ignite because heat rises rather quickly, and we're going to have a nice hot oven here.
The nice thing with these trash cans is they have a lip that's probably around 3/4 of an inch. That's around that top, that's acting like a nice rim like we would have on our Dutch oven to hold the coals. John, if you could take and just spread those around a little bit. John's getting it nice and even around the perimeter of that trash can. And as we said, the starter coals down in the bottom are just going to get these other coals going. It's also going to pace us a little bit so that we don't have all burning coals right at the beginning, and it has a chance to keep the heat at a more consistent temperature.
Right, and look how fast this is just coming up right away. So,
and you notice that we have a little bit of breeze today, around 12-mile-an-hour wind earlier today when I checked the weather, and that's probably going to do what, John?
Well, it's just gonna make the charcoal burn down a little bit faster, so we'll have to monitor it a little bit more.
Yeah, and it could affect our cooking time. Normally you could go anywhere around an hour and a half, give or take 15 minutes. Today with the breeze, it may be a little bit longer, but time will tell. We've got the probes to tell us.
Right. So we're going to hook up our probes. We're probably going to enjoy one of our favorite beverages, and we're going to check back in because this is going to take about an hour before we start really focusing in on, you know, checking to see if it's done. And we'll just keep throwing some coals on there to keep it nice and hot, roasty toasty.
Yeah, and we'll be done with our charcoal chimneys because we've got a perfect chimney right around here to get our coals going.
All right.
Awesome.
It's been about an hour and 45 minutes. Everything's up to temperature. Actually, we had a problem with our probes, right?
Yeah, we did. One came up to temperature a little faster than the other one did. And it's a great example of why having two probes is a great safety measure. Because imagine if we went in and disassembled this whole thing and found out that it was undercooked.
Exactly. So, you know, we really wanted to make sure, so we went with the cooler probe. The other one was just way high, so it was just too close to the heat and wasn't in the real deep part of the meat. So it's reading at 155 now. Actually, it's probably a little bit more since we set everything up to film this. So we're going to actually dump the charcoal, but we're going to do it really carefully. Why?
Two things. First of all, obviously you don't want to dump any of the top ash down onto the turkey. The other thing is we've got that ring of coals. Now if you were doing this on foil, that other method we talked about, the ash and the coals would drop down a lot more. Here, because we have that about 2.5 inch space going around filled with charcoal, we want to make sure that as I lift the can out that drops down alongside. Remember, we're using a 12 inch deep Dutch oven. So that's going to give us a little more space as well.
Right. Okay. So
John, you're going to watch. You can disconnect the probes and
let's disconnect that guy.
There. This is one of the other things. Just like when we were setting this up, we had to worry about the probe wires, pulling them out as we brought it up. We have to do the reverse now and make sure that they pull back in.
All right, this is where clear communication skills come in. So I'm going to watch the probes, you're going to lift and dump, and then I'm going to grab the turkey.
Sounds like a good plan. Let's see if it works.
Let's see.
Give it a little rattle because there's some ash on my the rim of the bucket there.
Okay, so I'm going to actually, I don't think we have enough room, so I'm going to pull these probes.
So we're going to pull both those probes out. Now what I could do, John, is why don't I just put this off to the side instead of dumping it. That ash will remain up there.
And let's get the meat thermometer in there.
Let you give that a whirl. It looks, from the outside, it looks great. Let's try it down a little lower.
38 outside temp. A little warmer in here. Yeah. The breasts are done. Well done. And just looking at the thighs, they're done as well.
Too bad we didn't have smell-o-vision so you could smell this bird. One of the things I'm reminded, that void where the beer can would have gone if we were doing the trash or the beer can chicken, we'll have collected some juice. We're going to pour that in the bottom of that Dutch oven if we wanted to go on and make gravy with that, the drippings and everything that came through the pan.
All right, so if you throw that over there.
I'll put this over here.
And let me pull this out gingerly and set it on our pan. And you're going to spot me in case something goes badly.
But if it goes badly, you won't know. Look at that bird. The meat is falling off the legs there. And John, just take a look down into this pan. Now remember we talked about earlier on that the other method is doing this upside down or over foil.
Right.
John, take a look
at all that goodness we would have lost there.
Yeah, why would
That's going to make an amazing gravy.
That is going to be awesome. So we'll make sure that doesn't get any ash in it.
Yep.
And then maybe another episode will have us making gravy.
Yeah, maybe. So let's extract that juice in just a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw some foil on this, let it rest. We're going to get it set up and carve it for you. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, we are going to just finally carve this turkey. We're so excited. Let's just high five. High five. All right. Karl, unveil.
Anticipation. Oh, you thought you were going to see it, but you couldn't. Now the moment of truth. Look at that.
Okay, so this guy's been sitting for about maybe 15 minutes just so that we could touch it. I always make the mistake. I get so excited I want to get right in there and I end up burning off my fingertips. So I'm going to try to gingerly pull this off, put it on the cutting board.
Wish us luck. Oh, look at that. Oh, that lift it up a little, John. And we got a little extra part.
We had a stowaway. Okay. All right, excellent. If we can move that off.
Off camera.
Move this over. Got a nice platter here. Let's start to carve. All right, so wow, let me just pull that leg off. This is so moist because it was just so encapsulated in that steaming vessel.
John knows just where to put that knife.
Karl, I always like to taste the thigh. Give that a taste. Super juicy, great flavor. We always say that. I'm telling you, this is just super,
There's
super
no lie
juicy.
there.
Have another piece. Deserve it.
You wouldn't think inside of a trash can that you could get something so moist and so flavorful.
Just really pulling off the bone.
And some people may think that, you know, that you get the flavor from the charcoal. You're not in this case, because the fumes, not the fumes, but the smoke from the charcoal is protected from the, is kept from the turkey. So this just has that traditional flavor, but very moist, not dried out.
Skin,
crispy.
great flavor.
And one of the things we were going to mention is that we had talked about when we were setting it up with the wind that we were concerned about the amount of charcoal. We only needed that one 18.5-pound bag of charcoal to be able to do the entire trash can turkey, even though it took another 15-20 minutes longer because of the wind temperatures and the wind conditions that we had today and the colder temperatures. Amazing, John. Look at that.
Let's get a little piece of this.
I think this skin is in your way.
Yeah. Try a piece of that. Wow, that's really, really good. We'll spread it right down the middle so you could see. Wow. Give it a little squeeze. So good.
That is delicious.
I'm just going to hack these off into big chunks. We're going to make a nice plate of this inside. And we'll give you some of those Glamour Shots. But, I mean, that is just perfection right there.
And again, nothing more than a 20-gallon trash can, wash tub, 18-gallon wash tub. We used a 12-inch deep Dutch oven. We propped one of those beer can roasting pans that was made to fit on your grill that has the openings in the bottom to let those juices drip down into the 12-inch deep Dutch oven, making it perfect for making gravy.
You got to find that relative now that I'll take this carcass and make a nice soup for you. So, actually, we're going to take this inside. We're going to plate it up for you. We're going to show you those Glamour Shots, let you and we'll see you next time.